I'm sure
Yeah.
many people listening to this podcast have, but I think there are a number of people out there who either haven't thought about it through the prism of how can I use it to improve my business performance. So I think it would be helpful to
hmm
step back to, you said there are a number of things that you're using it now for that before took you 30 minutes, now take you 45, and one day
Sure.
very soon take you 5. So, what's a specific example of one of
Okay.
those?
So let's keep it very basic, very specific. Um, once we hire to represent the seller and bring a property to market, and let's keep it residential, which is we're very familiar with a home or with a house, a condo, an apartment, whichever you want to call it. Um, we actually have to put together a marketing collateral that would help me as a broker expose this property to the world, right? So you do the typical photos, you do the typical videos. A lot of the things that we end up doing is in Florida we have the MLS. We have to write remarks with a limited amount of words and characters express the best of the main thing that you can do with a chatbot, because it's a chatbot, is write things, right? So it would normally, my process would be that the realtor that owns the listing, the listing agent, that represents the client, I should say, um, get a listing with the company. We have an FI real estate new listing. It would put together the marketing collateral. We would look at the pictures. I would organize the pictures for them, tell them how we would present this. They would give me a description of the property. Then I would have them write the remarks for me. I would review the remarks and go through a correction through another set of eyes to look at them, make sure there's no grammar or spelling. We're very detail oriented. We want to make sure that everything is impeccable because it goes out to the world and then that's it. We can't take it back. And we're representing our client. And these are, $1 million listings, multi-million-dollar listings. So you want to make sure that the information out there is correct. So that process would take me sometimes an hour just reviewing those remarks, reviewing the property. It literally takes me maybe 5 minutes now because of ChatGPT. Because I know already how to use it well enough where I put down what I want it to be. And then I ask ChatGPT, and ChatGPT already knows my style because I've been chatting with it for 4 or 5 months now.
That's
So it
why.
not only writes a better property description for me, and this is very basic. I'm talking about a property description. I'm not even getting into pictures and videos and all this other stuff. It writes it. I already get a template from my listing agent or for my client about the property. I literally input it into ChatGPT and I say, hey, ChatGPT, here's another property I want you to review for me, another remark. Can you please give me this, this, and that? And I say little things like, I would like to have I would please for you to rewrite these remarks for me in a much more professional, clear, and sophisticated manner on the FI real estate style, because I already know my style. And it literally spits out within seconds. And then if it's too long, I say, please paraphrase it into no more than 800 characters. And it just gives it to me again. Another thing that I've been doing, this is the biggest time saver of them all. And you might say, why? Because different languages. So in Miami, we have different markets. Sony Isles, for example, is a very Russian driven market. And if I have a listing in Sony Isles, obviously I want to expose it in the social platforms and I want to target my Russian buyers, right? I want to be able to, because that's the predominant buyer in Sony Isles. And I know this. Obviously for my seller, I got to make sure who I'm targeting, who my buyer is. So I'm, of course, to make life easier for my Russian clients, I translate the remarks in Russian. I don't speak Russian, so I would have to go through checks and I would go, okay, Google Translate, do this. But Google Translate is not perfect. And then I'll talk to one of my Russian agents. Hey, listen, can you reread this for me? But they may also make mistakes. That's it. ChatGPT, I'm telling you right now, I've done this several times. I do this in Italian. I do speak Italian. I do this in Spanish. I do speak Spanish, so I can fact check them and check the grammar and the spelling and things like that. And 99% of the time, it's just I don't even have to do anything. I don't even have to delete not even a comma. So that is the fastest thing. So basically, when I have a remark on it within 5 minutes, I tell it I need an English, I need an Italian, Spanish, and Russian, and it just gives it to me. So now I just save 2 3 hours of work and 2 3 different people that I have to bother and take time away from their day. And this is just basic writing. I'm not even getting into anything more sophisticated. So it's a very specific example that anybody in any company should be doing right now with ChatGPT.